Morning, everybody. Hopefully you're a little bit more bright-eyed and bushy-tailed than I am this morning. I am not sure why I'm still feeling tired, but my eyes, I'm like sleeping. All right, so yesterday I did not get on. I was busy in the garden planting some onions and some other things while the weather was giving me an open opportunity. And so today I'm doing this a little bit day late. So we're still doing fundamentals of mindfulness. We're on step 5 with some strategies. And so this is going to be your second strategy. So when you find that you're noticing that you're trying to, sorry, let me back up. So when you are in a position where you are aware of your thoughts, your mind's racing or full of a lot of chatter, you've maybe tried and been working with the first strategy that I gave you, which was just to shh. And so another strategy that you can employ is to focus your awareness on your senses, except for sight. That's one that I actually don't, because there's so many things that with our eyes open, it's really, really easy to become distracted and flip back into our mind. So you would close your eyes and you would start to notice all of your other senses, and you would pick one specifically. And so you might consider, all right, what am I smelling? And so you would focus your attention to see if you can smell anything. And it's interesting because you might find that you smell things that you usually tune out, like you might actually smell dust, or you might smell like the remnants of a meal that you made hours ago that you had not even realized was still in the house, because you've become what they call nose blind to it, because it's running in the background and your mind filters that information out because it's already aware of it. You might pick up other smells that maybe you weren't noticing before. So that would be your sense of smell. You could tune into the sounds that you're hearing. And it's interesting because I have some tinnitus that I have been working on. And so my first thing that I usually hear that I work past or through is I'll hear the ringing in my ears. And it's interesting because when I use this particular strategy, I will oftentimes recognize, oh, how interesting, the ringing's louder in my left ear today. And usually maybe it'll be like really quiet in my left ear and it's really strong in my right ear or something. Or maybe it'll be like, wow, I can barely hear the tinnitus today. And I've actually had times where that tinnitus has been completely gone. I had like 2 full weeks where there was like no ringing in my ears. And so it's like, I know that for me, this ringing in my ears, that there's some emotional stuff that goes along with it. Probably things that I don't like hearing, and so I'm trying to tune it out, and that's how I tune it out. So, but that's beside the point. So you listen to what kind of sounds you might hear, and you might hear the dog barking in the background that you really don't want to hear. But it's interesting because when you come at it from this perspective of what do I hear, all of a sudden that dog that's annoying in the background just becomes, oh, that dog is barking. What else do I hear? And oh, I hear a bird. Or you might hear something like, if you don't have your windows open or if you're inside the house, you might hear other things. You might hear the dryer on, or you might just hear, there is actually a sound to stillness. And it's just when you have your focus on it and you hear the stillness, it is actually quite amazing. So something else you can do is, what are the sensations that you're feeling like on your skin? You could notice that your, like the little hairs on, maybe an arm are like standing more on end. And so you might take note of that. You might notice that you're feeling like the breeze from a fan that might be blowing and how it actually feels on your body. So you can notice these more physical sensations like on your skin. There's another one of more of a feeling state where it's an internal feel instead of an external feel, where you can recognize and notice, what are you feeling in your body? Are you feeling some tension? Are you feeling like this peacefulness, or maybe there's like a subtle blissfulness there that you didn't even know was there because your mind has been running and drowning out that subtle bliss. So those are some things, and I would recommend like at least 10 minutes of practicing that. And as you practice it, it does get easier. Now, it's interesting because I had mentioned last week that when I was doing the last strategy video, that my mind, I have found that my mind has just been super, super chatty. And and it had bothered me because I've done a lot of this mindfulness work, and so for me to find myself in that situation right as I'm teaching this whole series, I was flustered by it, and I thought, okay, well, I need to do my own work some more, because obviously something's showing up for me that I'm not so sure I'm wanting to pay attention to. And so I did my mindfulness work, and I used the strategy to quiet my mind. And it was interesting because that chatty mind, that was actually very much suppressing some stuff that was coming up in me as I'm moving forward. I'm getting my own office finally. I'm starting to see people in person on a more regular basis, and that's I'm getting a lot more going on in my own business. And so as that's come forward, it's actually brought up some stuff that I've kept tucked away, just kind of as more of like a, I need to do this so that I can like not upheave the status quo, because if I upheave the status quo, I can't control the outcome, and I don't know what that looks like based on the past. And interestingly enough, that past is like nothing like now. It's like, it's so, okay, so my husband and I are not the same people that we were 25 years ago when we got married. And all the stuff that has been showing up has been surrounding that first 5 to 10 years of marriage, of things that really did need to come up so that I could address them and heal them. And it was amazing to me, because as soon as I did that mindfulness work and I was able to quiet my mind, it allowed that to surface so I could address it. And then I've now addressed that and moved into a better space, and that mindfulness is still with me, that more clarity of mind, that more being present in the moment, instead of like trying to hurry and just like push it aside because I'm not ready to deal with something. So that's what you can practice this week. You can practice paying attention to your senses, and I may or may not check in towards the end of the week. I don't know that that's necessary. I actually might start like doing something kind of like not related to the mindfulness series, like towards the end of the week, because I don't know that that's necessarily giving you guys benefit. I've not seen anybody like asking questions, so it must be pretty clear and straightforward, so that's a good thing. So I might do some different tips and tricks towards the end of the week if I check in, instead of doing a check-in specific to mindfulness. So, but if you have questions, always feel free to leave a message, text me, you can Facebook message me, any of those things. So, all right, well, I'm going to go. I'm picking up the keys to my office in just a little while. Excited. And I will talk with you guys soon. Love you. Bye.